and welcome to the Random Film Podcast on the Techno-Stable Productions channel. I'm Will Day, I make short films, and next to me is my good friend Louie. Hello.
Hello. I'm Louie. I do stuff, to be fair.
Yeah.
I don't really make films, but I'm involved.
Yeah,
I'm in
he's been in a few of my films. He's actually been, I think you've been my most kind of involved actor.
Really?
Although you haven't had the biggest roles. So you were in the first film that I made, which will never be seen.
That cannot ever be seen. We're in the TV show at Random. That's where the name comes from.
Oh, I guess, yeah, I guess.
Well, we can't forget Random. That's before the film.
Yeah, so let me give you a little introduction. So this podcast is just a bit of fun. You know, we're not doing this seriously. We're not experts in this stuff. We have literally just pressed record. So this is just a little experiment, and we're going to upload it and see how it goes.
And
yeah, we're just doing it for fun, basically. Just because, you know, I like films and I like Louie as my friend. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah. So, so you were in the film that will never be seen.
Yep.
And then you were in
Agent Ointless.
Agent Ointless.
As the cyborg.
As the cyborg Fine Point.
I still got the Lego figure upstairs.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I made him a custom Lego figure as a little reward. Thank you very much for that.
That's all right. Thank you.
And then you were in Enemy at the Beach, which was recently.
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
You were in The Rock Smasher.
I was in The Rock Smasher. I done the filming for you.
He did a good bit of the filming. You did some of the dangerous bits when I was smashing those rocks.
I was nearly killed on set, to be fair.
When Clive Types was smashing the rocks.
I was killed on set. And then I've done the interview.
Ouija,
yeah. I looked very small then, let's be honest.
Yeah.
We both did. We looked tiny. That was quite funny. And then I looked back and it was like a couple months difference. So I was like...
and then you had a cameo at the end credit scene of Enemy at the Beach.
Which part was that?
At the end when you got the camera, you found it. And you're like... Remember we went to the park and just filmed it for like...
Oh my god, yes.
And then, most recently, you're in Beyond Darkness, just your voice.
Yes, I was on the phone call.
Yeah.
That was quite funny.
But anyway, yeah, so we're just doing this for fun, really. And I think we're going to just say our top 10 films. These aren't the best films ever. But they're the ones
they're our
we
favourites,
like. Yeah, we like them a lot.
Okay, do you want to go first, James?
I would like you to go first with your 10th.
Okay.
10th film.
Oh, 10th film.
Oh yeah, we're going down. We're not starting with the best and then going.
Okay, all right. My 10th. Sorry.
10th.
My bad. The Dirt.
Oh, what's that? I hadn't heard of that.
That's a Netflix film.
Oh yeah.
It is. It's a true story. I'm one of my favourite bands. Motley Crue. To be fair.
I thought you were going to say The Doors. I'd so
confused. Oh no, they did do a film called The Doors. To be fair, that came out in the 90s.
Yeah,
that's a good film.
Oh, it's starring.
I cannot.
Wait, it's literally just gone out of my head. He's been in Val Kilmer.
Yes.
Which, fun fact about that film, I was watching Heat.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you notice his bulbous elbow?
I did. Yeah. What is wrong with his elbow?
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
It was disgusting.
It was a bit. It was out there. Let's be honest.
That ponytail was good, but
that elbow put everything off. To be fair.
That just made me go. Ooh. I was just like.
I was like Val Kilmer. Sort yourself out, mate.
Anyway, I mean, Louie's been through a lot, so we can't say that.
To be fair, he can't really speak, can he?
No, because poor guy. But anyway, so that happened on the set of the Doors film. It was a mistake when he was doing a stage dive. A stunt actor didn't properly catch him. So yeah, he fell and he kind of formed a cyst on his elbow.
That's not good.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, The Dirt.
So we've got The Dirt. So that's a Motley Crue film. But about Motley Crue, very good. It's a true story, but it's my 10th because apparently some of it did happen, some of it didn't happen.
So it's like one of those kind of like not fully true
stories.
Yeah,
no, that's the reason why.
Traumatized.
Yeah, I guess you could say so, but it is a good film. It is a good film. It has great parts. It is played well, I think. Yeah.
When did it come out?
I can't remember. A few years ago. Yeah, not. It's only 4 years. I can't remember. So it's been around for a while, but it is a good film. I do recommend it if you would see it. Then I got The Hangover.
No. I got to go over.
Oh my god, my bad. You heard nothing. You heard. Shut up. Anyway.
Okay. Anyway.
Sorry,
we haven't rehearsed anything, but yeah, my 10th film is possibly by definition, the best action film ever. Die Hard.
I agree with you there.
No, just don't spoil your list, Louis. Come on.
Okay, my bad. Okay.
Just let me talk about Die Hard.
Go talk about Die Hard. Go on.
So Die Hard is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it in any way. People say, it's not a Christmas film, it is a Christmas film. What do you think? Is it a Christmas film?
That's difficult. It is sort of a Christmas film.
Yeah, I think
that's the family aspects in it.
I mean, a lot of people are like, they don't want to admit it's a Christmas film because they don't want the coolest Christmas film to exist.
That's it.
But,
I do have the Die Hard collection down there.
Oh, very nice. That's a very nice box set.
Yeah, you basically just have the first two, leave it.
Yeah, just the first, or maybe just the first, or the first three. But
Yeah.
Bruce Willis kind of lost his touch eventually, poor guy. But
You mean lost his hair?
Oh yeah, he lost his hair. He didn't have much hair in this film. Which did you see in Die Hard? What is with his chest hair? He has like one patch of chest hair.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
And when I watch it, I'm like, just shave it.
It doesn't look
shave it, John McClane. No, it does look a bit weird, but it's just a great film because it's like late 80s, and it's just it does it differently. It's not like a Schwarzenegger. I've got tons of guns. Let me shoot a load and explode.
And I'm very strong.
Yeah, that's the good thing about Bruce Willis in this film. He's like a lot more leaner kind of version of the action heroes we were used to. And it's generally a really complex action film. It's really an action thriller, and people do call it an action thriller because it really does have just suspenseful moments.
Very true.
And it's iconic, just with an air vent.
And
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was doing an action to me there that you can't see, but basically, this is another reason why it's, probably a Christmas film. It's because at probably the most pivotal stage in the film, Christmas tape is used. And you hear the sleigh bells, and also, how can we forget this? Oh, wait. No.
Do you really want to do this?
No.
Do you really want to do this?
Now I have a machine gun. Ha. 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 What do you think I was going to do? I thought it was the ho-ho first, but it's the ho-ho after the machine gun.
I just didn't want to hear it, to be fair. But yeah.
But no, that's a great scene. If no one knows what we're talking about, but basically, it's like a kind of message. So basically, Die Hard is literally a classic. So after Die Hard came out, it was pretty much like most films were like, this is Die Hard. Die Hard on a boat, Die Hard on a plane, Die Hard on a plane with snakes. Snakes on a plane, that'd be
quite good.
It is a thing. It's a Samuel Jackson film.
Oh, that one.
Snakes on a plane.
Yeah.
But,
the one that no one's ever heard of.
No, Louis, it's pretty popular.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's known as like a kind of like B movie that knows it's being a B movie kind of thing.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
It's a bit fun. It's not like something you want to keep serious, and it's Samuel Jackson.
Yeah,
how can you go wrong?
He's so cool. He's so cool.
Anyway, we can talk about Die Hard later because I'm guessing it's on your list.
It is on my list.
What is number 9, Louis?
The Hangover movie.
Yes.
Everyone's heard of it. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone knows of it. Even Will over here knows it. Everyone knows of it. Most people have seen it. It is a classic. To be fair, it's a straight up. It's a just.
I'm guessing
borderline.
A hangover is involved.
Yes, it is involved. Drinks but it's a great film. It's a classic. It's so well written. It's just. It's basically something that I guess happens to everyone. If I'm honest.
Except me.
Except for Will over here. But yeah, it's sort of like what are they called? Stag night out sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, most people have that, or just out drinking with their mates. And it's and it's pretty much it. Everyone's sort of experienced a similar thing. Maybe to not that level. I think all three are actually sort of well done. All three hangover movies. Even though you can say it's overused in the same plot, but it still has that good edge to it.
You have that sometimes with like sequels, which Die Hard. Die Hard 2 I didn't think was that bad. Die Hard 3 did something different. I haven't even watched the 4th and the 5th one.
You're more welcome to borrow it.
No, I'm fine.
Don't.
I'm fine. I'm going to pass on that.
But yeah, no, I feel like they used all three. They've done it well. You know what I mean? It is funny. It is just quite hilarious. It's just silly. It is just a funny film, and. Yeah, I've got to say, it was well done, and I'm happy I saw it, to be fair.
That's great, Louis.
Yeah.
So you're number 9.
That is on my number 9. Alright, go for you.
At my number 9 is a film which has just been, like, going up and up on my list, because I keep on thinking about it, is a film called Inception.
Mm-hmm. Is that the one where he keeps getting different like dreams? And
It's basically, it's the best heist film ever. It's a heist in a dream. So it's done by.
That's the reason I never saw it.
It's done by a little known filmmaker called Christopher Nolan. Which, as we go down on my list, you'll find that I love as well.
Some of his smaller films keep on turning up with it there.
But no, Inception is generally a masterpiece of filmmaking and storytelling. It is just so well written. It's just everything about it. It hasn't aged a day. There's this bit right in it. A dream is going weird. So let me go through the basics of Inception. So you go in a dream, and people go into people's minds that they want to steal secrets from. And that's the kind of part of the heist. It's to steal secrets. And they have to kind of construct these worlds from their minds in this other person's mind. So they share dreams. So they have this like special machine that they plug into themselves, and then they like share the dream. And yeah, so there's this bit. This is just an amazing practical effect that's in it, where one person is dreaming in a car, and then the car rotates, or the van rotates, and as it does that, it affects the dream. So then the whole like walls start turning around, and they actually built like a whole set, and then like did a rotating set, and it's one of the best. It's just the action sequences in that film are so thrilling. Honestly, the climax probably goes on for like 30 minutes or something. It is so well crafted, and there's not just one dream. There's a dream in a dream in a dream.
That's sort of what put me off, because I thought I'd be everyone I know who's watched it has been like over confused by that.
See, that's the thing. You watch it, and you can watch a video essay if you don't want to watch it again, and it'll make sense. Or you can just watch it again and again, and you enjoy it so much more. Like, the first time that I watched it, I was like, this is good, this is a pretty crazy, intelligent film, and it looks amazing. And then I watch it again, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is one of the best films ever made, I love it.
Yeah.
And it's just, the score I have listened to so many times, by Hans Zimmer. The track called Time, which is probably, I think, is one of the best written pieces of film music ever, literally can get me on the verge of tears, because it's just, the feeling that it gives me from that film is just so, like, it just makes me so happy. It's just, and it has one of the best endings to any film, and it's so, I just can't stress enough like how well made this film was. And you know, it's got Leonardo DiCaprio, he's good in it. Tom Hardy's great in it. It's just amazing. That's about all I can say for it, without going into a complete video essay.
Oh my god, yeah. I'm sorry if you guys were nerded out too. You're not the only one.
Oh. Anyway, at number 8.
At number 8, I have your pen here, and I may start chewing it. But
I was seeing you chew that a lot, and I was like, Louis, you can keep that pen lid.
I kind of forgot.
You've been chewing the lid, haven't you?
Yeah, there's no chew marks on it, so
No, you can keep the lid. I'm keeping the pen. I have that pen, thank you.
You're welcome.
You can chew on that if you want a bit more.
So now my number 8, we'll gloss over this one because we've already been through it. To be honest, I don't get why it's so high on the list, but you know, it's it's Die Hard.
Well, you mean so high as it's so far up, or so?
Yeah, because I would have put it lower, but
I mean,
you know, it's
lower as you mean better.
No, just lower.
Oh, lower as not so great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Well, as Will glossed over it, well, he basically points out everything good about it.
Yeah, it's just it's so good.
It is good, and I was going to make another point that I didn't make on it. Is that I would say it's probably the last of the action film heroes, properly, if you get what I mean.
You mean Bruce Willis's?
Yes, and even at the films, all 5 of them, all 5 painful films. Well, 3.
You're missing out.
But
2 pivotal guys.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves and Tom Cruise.
That's what I'm hearing out, right? Okay.
Okay, you argue this point.
I would argue this point. Keanu Reeves, right? But hear me out. Yeah, like people had, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, they had
Sylvester Stallone.
That's it. I was about to say Rocky Man. They had them people who were like mega ripped and cool, you know, and just like the proper action heroes. But then you get to the 2000s.
Yeah.
You get what you get. You get Spider-Man.
You get The Rock.
Who cares? He just stopped wrestling and then took lots of steroids.
Yeah, I mean,
and they all do. Let's be honest. But still, I feel like, now most of it's just superheroes. You know what I mean?
I know it is true. The fact is that,
and I'll bring you on to that point I make very small because we can talk about this for hours. Let's be honest. Marvel going downhill, mate.
Oh, we should do an episode on that.
We need to
talk about the fact that you watched that Ant-Man thingy.
Oh my god! Don't get me started. Ant-Man, don't watch it. Ant-Man 2, don't watch it. First one, me. Okay.
The best part of that day was you getting that in between us.
Poster.
Yeah. Basically, that day that you watched Ant-Man, we waited for 3 hours to get some posters.
I was happy.
But I cannot complain. I got Tenet, Dunkirk, 1917, and 65 for like 30 quid.
I got one. I was never taken out of the shoes.
But no, yeah, Die Hard. And I know what you mean by the whole kind of like Bruce Willis was an alternative action hero, and that was really cool as well.
I like that, yeah.
I did like that. But so what you were saying he was the last action hero.
I would say he's the last real action hero, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but I feel like the last one to kind of do it, because Arnold Schwarzenegger carried on making good action films into the 90s.
Well, I know that. I just mean, the last sort of proper one he done. I feel like the 90s were the last years for the real action heroes, because now all it is just Marvel films
90s
with the same old storyline, and it's a bit boring.
90s was probably the best action time. Actually, maybe 80s, but both those decades were amazing for action. But I have to say, I think that Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves are the last two proper action heroes that can probably make action films that aren't feeling like superhero films.
But the problem is, exactly. I feel like you're right there. However, Tom Cruise is just the same one. It's just Mission Impossible.
Yeah, but he has done some.
He has done some good films. To
action
be fair.
films, and he's just a great actor.
It's a bit crazy, but you know, we gloss over his religion. We gloss over his religion.
So is there any more we want to say on Die Hard, or should we?
We'll move on because
number 8. Wait.
For you.
Oh yeah, that was your number 8.
That was my number 8.
My number 8. Speaking of Keanu Reeves, is The Matrix, which it's a film that sadly has gone lower on my list over time. It was at first like when I was watching it, and then I watched it again and again. It was one of my favourite films ever made, but I think sadly it is part of the sequels that ruined it for me, and that have kind of dulled down the whole experience of watching the first Matrix. Because watching the first Matrix is so crazy, because this is a film that really changed both action and sci-fi for films that we have now.
That's films that might even change people's opinion on the whole world itself.
Are we all in Matrix, Louie? Louie, are we all in Matrix?
Let's be honest, I think we are. No, I'm not even joking.
Yeah, but do you want to escape from the Matrix?
Yes.
So you want to take the red pill?
Red pill, yeah. Well, hear me out.
I take the blue pill because I'm not going bald and like going in that slime hole that they are.
Well, hear me out.
they're like naked pod things and like.
Well, James, hear me out. Let's be honest. Would you want to experience the real world and not the one that's fakes that are made around you?
But the thing is,
the fake one that you don't know if anything's sort of real and that is controlled by a few people who are higher up than you, which I believe is technically true. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but you know what?
Sounds like it.
I'm just saying.
But in the wise words of Morpheus, what defines real? What defines real? Is it the stuff that you taste or touch? That's just mere impulses in your mind. I think that's what he said.
Don't
Very
quote
wise
him.
man.
Don't quote him.
Oh no, but no. The whole thing with the whole like kind of thinking of like, whoa, Matrix, like literally do the Keanu Reeves whoa to that. But
whoa.
Now it's just yeah. I'm thinking I'm back. That's not.
So you literally have like 3 references something of lines in that film.
Yeah.
And it just eats the crap out.
Yeah.
It's just quite funny.
Yeah, we're talking about John Wick Chapter 4.
We go over them.
We saw it at the cinema. Which is, it's a good film, You don't get many good action films nowadays.
No, that was great. That was great. That would be the last of it, to be fair.
You never know.
We
might have a comeback.
It just comes along.
Might have a comeback. But, so The Matrix, it has some of my favourite stunt scenes ever. I think the last 30 minutes from when Neo goes, guns, lots of guns, I cannot take my eyes away from the screen. I have to watch that last whole climax to the very end, because it's so exciting and it's so well done. It's just action bit after action bit, and probably my favourite martial arts fight I've ever seen. I haven't seen many of them, but this one is amazing. It's just Neo versus Agent Smith. It's just so well paced and everything, and it's just so well shot. And the technology that they made for that film as well is just incredible. The bullet time stuff with, possibly one of the most iconic and used shots ever.
Everyone knows it.
The going back.
And the bullets go over.
Yeah, so sick.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool. And the fact that they managed to do that, and the CGI in it, it may have aged a tiny bit, but it's 1999, and it looks great, and the film is really well written, and it looks amazing. And it is pretty much, it's not the film that... It's kind of the film that made Keanu Reeves a star, I think. Maybe. It wasn't his breakout action film, because his breakout action hero was Point Break.
Exactly. However, he wasn't that good at Point Break.
He wasn't a great actor in Point Break, but he was a good actor in Speed, which is, that's an honourable mention by me. That's an amazing film. The Matrix, just an amazing film. The best shootout ever is in The Matrix, I think. It's either that or Heat, maybe.
Heat has a great one.
Because that shootout's a lot different. Because the shootout in Heat is so rawly done, and that's what I love about it. But then the shootout in The Matrix is so, stylized, which I love. So they're two different ones.
Yeah, they're complete opposites.
Yeah, they are.
You're not really complete opposites, but it's
but
not
they're
the same.
Different. Yeah, and I'm talking about shootouts, not like a gunfight like in John Wick, because John Wick has the best choreographed gunfights probably ever.
So far.
Yeah.
So far, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah, it's so well done.
Anyway, on to number 7.
Okay, I've got a great one. Quentin Tarantino classic, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm going to say classics, it's the newest film. But it's still great. It's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Tell me about it. Louis says I look like Tarantino.
No, I've been told by people who have seen you, they thought you
Your
were...
uncle.
Yeah, pretty much. He goes, he looks like Quentin Tarantino. I'm like, funny that, where he makes films. And he's like, that's quite funny, isn't it? But the thing is...
Look at that chin!
Mate, you've got a majestic jawline, that's what it is.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's very nice. Very defined.
I'm not editing that out.
Please don't. I like that part.
Anyway, about the film, of Quentin Tarantino's facial
it's pretty...
features.
It's pretty I like it because it's set in the 60s about an actor whose career is slowly dying. It's slowly going downhill. However, he does revive that career in that sense, and it is done really well. It's with his stuntman. That's it. I couldn't find the name. Yeah, but it's good. What's the way about it? DiCaprio. It's DiCaprio
And Brad Pitt.
Amazing setup. And Margot Robbie. Set in the 60s, great era.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tarantino thinks that's the best era of film.
Yeah.
I think
Wouldn't surprise me.
Said that.
Yeah, it's done so well. It's just perfect in every way possible.
Yeah.
It makes you actually feel like you're watching something from the 60s.
Yeah.
Where it looks like you're in the 60s.
Yeah.
That's what I like about the sort of films. A bit like Nice Guys, but set in the 70s.
Yeah.
I just like that.
So where's the kind of because there's a kind of revenge thing, is it? In it, surely?
Revenge.
Or some kind of violence. It's a Tarantino film. I'm just wondering.
Oh yes, that's quite good. They do have because it's not a true story, but it's
it's kind of like one of those biopic kind of things.
That has realistic
dramatized,
in it. Like who Mark Robbie plays. That was a real person.
Yeah.
So it's her husband.
Oh yeah, and Bruce Lee is a character.
Yeah, Bruce Lee is a character, and you got Charles Manson and his gang, real people as a cult. So they pop up. It's so well done, especially having these real life people turning up and that. It's just it's done really well. I like it. I do like it. That's why it's pretty my top 7. Right.
So at my number 7, I have Terminator 2: Judgement Day.
I have not seen.
You have not seen, so this would be interesting for me to talk about. It's just possibly the best, on par with Die Hard and possibly The Matrix. It's better than The Matrix, clearly, as it's higher on my list.
That's true.
But but it is possibly the best action film ever, and best part of the kind of action sci-fi stuff. It's it's Arnold Schwarzenegger at his prime. You can't go bad with that. It's just a truly amazing film from start to finish, which just ties up a kind of 2-chapter film series, which really should have stopped at number 2. And it's just everything about it is once again amazing. I saw it at the cinema recently as a kind of
play. Sort of.
Yeah, a replay thing, and it was amazing seeing it on the big screen. I noticed a lot of new things, and a lot of the changes between the director's cut and this cut, which was the original cut, which is not so good. Definitely recommend the director's cut. It's got some really important scenes to the character development and stuff.
Yeah.
Probably the most badass woman ever in film is Sarah Connor, played by Linda Hamilton, one of James Cameron's many wives, which James Cameron wrote and directed this film.
Well, there's many wives.
Yeah. And it's just the action is so just thrilling.
Yeah.
And Robert Patrick as the T-1000, which is this new Terminator. So, the first Terminator's happened, now it's a new one, and they put a whole twist on it because now Arnie's a good guy, which is awesome. So Arnie's got to protect this little boy called John Connor, who's eventually going to be the saviour of the human race. And he's got to do that with some help from Sarah Connor. And then there's this whole mission which has one of the biggest shootouts ever. Not exactly it's more of a one-way shootout. And Arnold Schwarzenegger holds this minigun in this one-way shootout thing.
Which?
Yeah, just from the top of a building, go. Very cool. It's so cool. And he is one of the only 3 actors who have been seen in a film using a minigun by hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Properly?
The proper minigun that should be on a helicopter. This is what I've heard from another podcast. Shout out to the Last Action podcast, which gave me this information. And apparently, one of the others, I don't know who the third one is, but one of the others is actually from Predator.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's this guy called Jesse Ventura. I think I'm saying his name right. And yeah, he holds this minigun in Predator called Old Painless. It's called. Yeah. And there's another actor in that film as well that holds it. But yeah, that's another film which uses that, and that's a Schwarzenegger film.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Brilliant.
And yeah, just Terminator 2, iconic.
Everyone knows Terminator.
I'll be back. Oh no, I'll be back was homage in that film.
And then you also go, that's quotable, alright? Let's be honest.
No, to be honest, I think the more of because he doesn't say much. He actually says pretty much, he thinks it's 24 lines or something in the first one. Yeah, he says hardly anything. But he doesn't say much in this one. He says a lot more, actually. He's actually quite knowledgeable, this Terminator. Yeah. The good old Terminator. He's nice and easy. They even call him Uncle Bob at one point.
That's cute.
That's cute. Yeah, he's actually really funny in it as well. There's some funny, nice moments. But
I'm going to watch that tonight, I think.
Oh, you've got to watch
the first one. I feel ashamed of myself.
I'd love to watch that with you sometime. Or we'll watch the second one with you. Yeah. And also, I'm not going to spoil what happens because you're going to watch it soon, but hasta la vista, baby.
Everyone knows that.
It's iconic.
Hasta la vista, baby. It's so cute.
And the moment that he does it is so cute. It's so cool, Louis.
Yeah, wrong words.
Yeah.
You would have seen, though.
Yeah, no, that's just iconic. And Arnold Schwarzenegger's leather jacket. Oh, his leather action shotgun. Harley Davidson. Oh,
I want that Harley so bad.
It's so good. It's so cool.
Oh, what's it called? The big bob? I can't remember what that model's called.
I don't know. It just looks sick.
Cool. With the full steel.
On the opening as well, the way he gets the most part. I'm not going to spoil it.
Oh mate, I'm going to watch it tonight, I think.
You could probably watch that one without watching the first one, but you need to watch the first one.
Yeah, because I want to see the motorcycle. I know the scene where he's driving.
Oh, honestly, and the twirly things.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you got to watch the first one first.
Look how excited he gets over it. Come on.
Yeah.
We
haven't even got to the first one yet, which I still don't know how to rank these. But anyway, that's Terminator, also known as T2. So. On to number 6, Louis.
Okay, right. This is George Lucas' first film.
Really?
The one I always talk about.
Yeah.
My favourite of his films.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Star Wars fan. Used to be, but not. I've grown out. This one, because he basically only directs Star Wars, which everyone knows him for.
Yeah.
Come on, do something different for once, mate. Come on, all right.
I mean, he didn't need to work after that film. So.
It's called American Graffiti. It's early 70s film. Set in the 60s, based on a true story. It is, which is good, but I think it's his last night out of his friends on the LA Strip.
Street racing.
Yeah, street racing, picking up girls. And for a person who likes cars.
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
Louis loves cars. He really loves cars. You got a car, haven't you?
I do have a car, indeed. It's a rust bucket. It's getting there.
It's getting there. I've seen the progression.
It is kind of sexy so far. It's a sexy little car. Michelin design. Sorry, it's Italian design. Go over it. So yeah, pretty much. And it's street racing. It's so well done. It's just different parts to it. It's just good. It's guys falling in love with girls, you know, on the strip. It's good fun, really. You know, it's like what every guy wants to do. You know, it's
cars and
well, she need life. So, but yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I like about it. You know what I mean? It's just.
I think that might have been his first proper feature film.
That is his first.
Yeah. And
the thing is, I've been wanting James to watch it for a long time because it's another side George Lucas you don't see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The non-sci-fi fantasy side.
Yeah, exactly. It is just such a because it's so different to all his other films.
Yeah.
It just feels.
I mean, you say all of his other films. From my knowledge, I know he did American Graffiti. He did this film which looks kind of good but kind of weird. Called THX 13883 or something like that.
Well, that's memorable.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Like they named a whole sound company after it, which I think they did. The THX thing. Because although George Lucas hasn't done many directing, he has made an impact on cinema. Industrial Light and Magic.
Well, he does use a lot. He does still quite a bit.
Just do quite a bit.
Still quite a bit.
Like what?
But, the bit where the what's it called? Where they go flying in space in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then they use the
hyperdrive.
Yeah, and then the CGI for that. He stole it. Whatever they called it, he used a similar thing from an earlier film. I just can't remember what it's called.
It's called Dark Star.
That's it.
Yeah, so George Lucas, although I think, although he did Star Wars is not wholly original. It's mainly based off the book Dune, which when we were at the cinema watching Dune, I was like, this is just like Star Wars, where Star Wars is just like Dune.
But the thing is, that's what I like about it, because you wouldn't think it's a George Lucas film. Because everyone thinks George Lucas and they think that's Star Wars. And it's just out there. It's different from what he's done. Yeah. But yeah, it's before and it's better than Star Wars. Anyway, end story.
This is Louis' opinion.
No, it's fact.
Anyway, my number 6 is, I thought you were saying Steven Spielberg originally, because I was looking at my number 6 and it's a Steven Spielberg film. Is Jaws, which Quentin Tarantino actually says it's a perfect film. And it is a perfect film. It might be one of the greatest movies ever made.
Well, that's your opinion.
I think a lot of people would agree that Jaws is one of the best movies ever made.
I've seen it too many times and I'm bored of it.
You're bored of it? Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I'm sorry, but that's my opinion.
That's your opinion?
You go
my opinion, I love it, and I have to have it on this list.
I thought you would.
It has an amazing opening, which, still gets me. I'm like, whoa, this is kind of dark, but it's good.
Yeah.
And it's 2 hours of just adventure, really. It's an amazing, it's a perfect adventure film, really. And it's got some thrilling moments, man. I mean, like, the final end with the, come on, show me the tank. When the ship's sinking.
Oh, yeah.
It looks amazing.
It is well done.
And a lot of people, say, oh, the shark looks rubbish. It doesn't look that bad.
It's not terrible. It's
not bad at all. And also, how expressive even are sharks. And they did actually use some shots of real sharks, which was really cool. And I've watched the whole kind of behind the scenes 2-hour documentary, which was really interesting. And it was so hard to film that film. Doing it actually on the sea, actually doing it.
Yeah.
It was horrible for them.
Yeah.
And the fact that they managed to pull it off is amazing. And they managed to pull off, some of my favourite performances ever is the chemistry between some of those 3 guys on that boat. And it's great. The first hour's on land, the terror of the shark, and then they go and fight it for the next hour. And it's just a must-see. Everyone needs to see it.
Everyone does need to see it.
And I think a lot of people may have watched it, when they're younger and think, oh, it's not so great. But, maybe when I watched it the first time when I was 12, I probably thought this is good. It's not my cup of tea. And then I'll watch it again when I'm a bit older, and I appreciate it so much more. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
And he made it when he was 24 or something. Steven Spielberg did, which is insane. And it has one of the best jump scares ever, which still gets me.
It's really.
Yeah.
Does it get you? It didn't get
me. Which one are you talking about?
I can't remember. Is it when the shark comes out?
No, it's nothing to do with the shark.
Is it with the dead body?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it's so well done, and the thing is, the first time they test screened it, they didn't even get any scares for that. So what Steven Spielberg did, he actually reshot that whole bit with his own money, just so he could get that scare in, and it worked perfectly.
You've done that well.
He did that very well. Anyway, we on to number 5 now?
I guess we can.
Number 5.
Right, another great...
Halfway through, wow.
We're doing well. I know you love this film.
Yeah?
I'm sure people who may be listening...
Oh, I know what this is.
Yeah, you know what it is. But no, you might not. I might get you on this one.
Oh.
Even though we talk about it quite a lot.
Oh yeah, I know it now.
Oh no, you might not.
Alright,
Baby Driver.
Baby Driver, oh yeah.
I mean, you did say Dark Knight.
Yeah,
I know.
Oh, Baby Driver's so good.
Amazing. Greatest driving scenes I've ever seen.
Oh my goodness, literally the greatest driving
Honestly.
scenes ever. Perfection.
It is perfect.
Possibly, although Guardians of the Galaxy has a great soundtrack pick,
yeah.
This soundtrack pick
might be better.
Woo!
It is superior. It is great.
It is
possible.
a great
It is
film.
just beautiful. I like it.
It's amazingly shot.
It's perfectly shot.
Got great characters.
Amazing characters. I just love that. I just love it.
The opening scene.
Oh my god.
It's so good. Honestly, when I started watching that, I was like, "This is the kind of film I want to watch."
Exactly.
Right now.
It starts you off on a good high.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It starts you off, and you know what you're
awesome
getting
bank
into.
heist scene.
So good.
It's so good.
So well done.
I got,
Like,
I got a bit emotional there. That was
Everything
amazing.
about it is good. You name a bad part about it.
There isn't.
Exactly.
It's
It's
perfect.
just so well done. I think maybe the car park scene's over the top.
I can kind of see that. But it's still
over the
awesome.
top, but you done it out of love.
Yeah.
He's only trying to kill him out of love.
To be honest, no, I love that. I think that's fine.
It's
You know,
good.
you
it's
could-
good.
you could say
it's
you could
over
complain
the
about
top,
that, but if you-
it's
If you put something else there, you might
what's
not
gonna
have the same
fill it up? You know what I mean?
thing. Yeah.
It's so well
yeah.
done. It's just
Yeah. Probably Edgar Wright's best work.
honestly, yeah. I name me a better film.
By
I
Edgar
actually
Wright.
rather this is number 5. To be fair, it should be at number 1.
It's a great film anyway.
Yeah, it is.
It's a film that I could just watch over and over
To be
again.
fair, I should have moved that for something else.
That's fine though. It's fine. You can
But
you can regret it
I
later.
will. I will. I'm just going to mention it later when I mention that film.
Yeah, you'll just do a little switcheroo. But
So,
no, yeah, I'll carry on
yeah.
talking about Baby Driver. It's just Edgar Wright's direction to basically choreograph music to gunfights and car chases is so much fun.
Because that's
It's
difficult
so
thing to
good to
do,
watch.
let's be
Yeah,
honest.
it's so well planned.
the
and
timing.
Have you seen the music video that he made when he was younger, which is basically the opening scene for Baby Driver?
No.
You should watch it. It's called Mint Royal. No, it's called Blues, I think. It's called Blues Song by Mint Royal.
Okay.
And it's got Noel Fielding in it from Mighty Boosh.
Back on myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also got Nick Frost in it. And it's got the other guy, which is in the Mighty Boosh. What's his name?
But no one remembers. I've got a mic reached out this one.
Yeah, we'll look later maybe. It's pretty much almost beat for beat that like little dance thing that Baby does in the car.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love the poster.
Poster's
Poster's so good.
It's a good poster.
Great headphones, which I basically bought because Baby has them, so I can have the Baby Driver soundtrack and feel like I'm going along. Very cool.
You don't have a license.
License for what?
You drive. He needs to drive.
Oh yeah, I
And
need
you
to drive
super
it. I just built my bike. You're like, do 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 do.
Side bike. I just carries a plane and be like.
Oh no, great film, so much fun.
Great film.
And also, I found it really emotional with the whole relationship between Baby's
And
foster dad.
Foster dad. That's amazing.
I thought that was way better
That was
than
so
even
perfect.
the chemistry between him and Lily James' character.
Yes, agreed.
I was really worried. I thought is something gonna happen to him? Is he
I thought he was
gonna
gonna die.
I
I
was
thought he
so
was gonna get
scared.
killed.
And honestly, that last bit where he like talks to him in sign language and stuff.
Oh my god, perfect.
Yeah.
It's so much.
And if you don't know, basically Baby Driver is this whole kind of like heist film thing where there's this guy called Baby, or his code name's Baby, who has tinnitus, which means he has a ringing in his ears. So he
listens to music.
always listening to
drown out
music. To drown out the wine, but it's kind of become a bit of an obsession for him. I don't think it affects him too much, but it's like he can't really function without his tunes, And the great slogan, all you need is one killer track.
I like that.
It's nice. Anyway,
Right, what's your numbers?
Number 5. Is the Terminator.
Oh, I knew it'd be hard.
I had to put both Terminators on, and honestly, I was doing this list this morning, and it's so hard to these two films could be interchangeable. They're both perfect, for me anyway. A lot of people will agree think that, the second one's better, and it probably is, but if you're going to watch the second one, you've got to watch the first one.
That goes the same with anything you do.
It has a great kind of like opening kind of title scroll thing, which, it just gives you the facts straight so you can get right into the action. The action's just amazing. I mean, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger who made him Arnold Schwarzenegger. He made him the action star. And, James Cameron, again, it's a low-budget film, and it does it amazingly. The endoskeleton of the T-800 is iconic.
That is good. I know it, and I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's iconic. Everyone knows it. This kind of metal skeleton with these red eyes. So good. And the special effects, a lot of people complain about them. I think they're great. I think,
It's a budget film.
I'm not going to spoil too much, but the great eye surgery scene, I think that's stood up quite well. It's probably not the greatest scene.
Probably hasn't aged. I haven't seen it, I can't say, but it's probably not aged well, but for the time.
It's 1984.
Exactly.
And also, I think it looked better than some stuff that's in
We're talking
Ghostbusters.
39 years ago, you know what I mean?
Some stuff that was in Ghostbusters, and Ghostbusters was the same year, and it was a higher budget, probably a way higher budget. And yes, just got some. It's just full on, just like straight to it, giving you action with Carl Reese. Pretty underrated Michael Biehn as an action hero in that film.
Yeah.
It has the two iconic lines: "Come with me if you want to live." Which, it just gives me goosebumps thinking about that. Just that whole scene, right, is perfect.
Yeah.
There's a scene in a nightclub. I'm not going to spoil it. It just gives me chills because I'm like, oh my word. And it's just like the guns in that film the shootouts are amazing. The final thing. It's just a great, perfect film. That, I've got the poster in my room. It's an amazing poster as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, so yeah. Oh yeah, also I'll Be Back. Which actually originally was going to be I Will Be Back.
Doesn't sound like it.
No. That's why Arnold Schwarzenegger was like, no. And then he was like, yeah, I'll be back. Which sounds so much better.
I like it when actors do it themselves.
On to number 4. Now we get into the juicy stuff, even though Baby Driver and the Terminator.
For some weird reason, I'm on there.
Yeah, it was very juicy.
Yeah. Okay, this is a juicy one. Quite a new one. It's another true story one. My last on this, but I love true story films. So, which is great. It is Ford versus Ferrari.
Oh yeah.
Classic. Absolute classic. You know what I mean? It's you should drink that obnoxiously loud to annoy people who are listening. Yeah.
You were saying?
Yeah. So Ford versus Ferrari. We've got Christian Bale and Matt Damon. Start the greatest car companies. Well, added on car companies because you're Ford anyways, but then creates Shelby, Mr. Shelby, which amazing. If you haven't heard of Shelby, get a life.
What's Shelby? You want to fight? Okay, anyway.
So we've got Ford versus Ferrari. Great. They're trying to beat old man Ferrari in the car. So they get Christian Bale. I can't remember who he plays for some weird annoying reason. Even I should.
Yeah, seeing as it's in top 4 of your top 10.
We glossed over that. Yeah, no, it's so well choreographed. Driving's amazing. The cars in it are so well done.
Yeah.
Very realistic. They sort of use technology that they used in the 60s. Well, obviously showing it didn't obviously when they made it, but
That's cool.
But yeah, and it's perfect. It's sort of just, you get the idea.
Is it like a drama or is it like a?
Yeah, I guess you could say drama. But you can see what they were like as people.
Yeah.
And the time.
That was quite recent, wasn't it? Like 2019.
Yeah, very new. And going back from like the Dirt, where that's a true story.
Yeah.
This has done so much more better. See, it's a bit more realistic.
Yeah, the Dirt. That's only top 10 on your list.
It's only 10 out of 10. but yeah, you know what I mean. It's one of those films. It has to be there. I've watched it a few times now. I think I watched it about twice.
Nice.
Within 2 months. It is great. It
Cool.
is great. I can't say much else to it except from it's amazing.
Okay, shall I go on to my fourth?
You should go on to your fourth.
Number 4 is a film which generally defies a magical feeling of cinema. It's Blade Runner.
Oh yeah.
It's, possibly one of the coolest titles ever. Not like it relates to anything.
Is that 2049 one?
No, it's the one before that.
Okay.
Not Blade Runner 2049.
I just started watching that and I got really bored.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
Yeah. Well, you didn't even watch the first one. You just watched that one because Ryan Gosling's in it.
I don't have a secret crush over Ryan Gosling. I don't. But I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Alright. Okay, Lou. Alright. We're going to go off Ryan Gosling now.
Please don't.
Okay. Anyway, Blade Runner, it's just a film that... It's another film again. I watched the first time and I was like, whoa, what was that? That was a film. That was a crazy film. You know, I haven't really seen anything like it. And then I watch it again and I'm like, this is such a good sci-fi film. Because it's a sci-fi film that doesn't overdo the sci-fi. It's not got lasers for guns. It's not got all this kind of like high-tech stuff. It is the definitive cyberpunk film where you've got high-tech stuff in a dystopian future.
Yes.
It's always raining and it's always dark in that film. And that's just the perfect aesthetic for it. Has my favourite like jacket ever, which Harrison Ford is iconic in this film. This is my favourite role he's been in. You know, Indiana Jones and Han Solo is great, but I just think he's so cool as Rick Deckard. And basically the main kind of plot is Blade Runners are it's this special police unit.
They kill out the old models or what they are.
Of replicants, which are illegal androids.
Yeah, and they basically go out killing them.
Yeah, they go out and they're basically kind of like and it's based off a book, and in the book they're kind of like bounty hunters more.
Yeah.
But it's such a great adaptation of a book, which they kind of Ridley Scott, you know, who directed Alien. He's a pretty amazing director, and this film is just, it bombed at the cinema. It did terribly. It was kind of a failure, so it kind of become a cult film.
Yeah.
And now it's become regarded as one of the greatest sci-fi films ever made. And I think even I saw on Empire's top 100 sci-fi films, that was number one.
Was it really?
Yeah, has my favourite sidearm from any sci-fi film. Rick Deckard's iconic gun. It's
a cool gun.
It is just so great. And yeah, just the opening scene, it blew my mind when I watched it for the first time. I was there, just sitting on the sofa with my dad and watching it, and Vangelis's music starts playing, you know, one of the most, you know, inspirational movie scores. And then I see these images of this amazing eye, just a close-up of an eye, and it has a reflection of an explosion in the eye. And there's like explosions and stuff, just like combustion from like all this kind of like industrial stuff, and a hovercraft flies past, and I literally went, what? When was this made? This was 1982. This is over 40 years old now, and it blew my mind how good it looked. It has not aged a day. This special effects, I don't care what people say, even Adam Savage says, is the best design film ever. The production design in this film is really what just makes it for me. The story is just so well told. It's iconic. It's, you know, infamous for its amount of cuts that it had. You know, with its original cut with Harrison Ford's lazy voiceover that he did. That's what, you know, people kind of refer to it as.
And it is just Harrison Ford, so what you expect.
Yeah, well, yeah, he wasn't happy with it. So it's good we got like 7 cuts of it. And I first watched the final cut, and then I have the director's cut on DVD.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just a film that I watch over and over again, or just always have it on. I can just have it on in the background.
Yeah.
It's just lovely. It's like, it's so peaceful. It's weird because it's peaceful, but some of the bits are, you know, really violent.
Is it comforting in that sense?
It's weird. It's because it's this whole, like, as I said, it's like magical. It's really a film that I just carry on going back to, and I just feel so, I just feel so comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Which is another weird thing with Alien as well. I'll watch that film and I'll just feel like, Alien.
It's which, you know, it probably won't happen in your lifetime. So
well, no, not that. It's just also just it's so, the things are so well made, and I just find them really great to look at. And also, it was the first time in a film which I generally felt like on edge watching that final confrontation between him and Deckard. Yeah. Just amazing.
Well, that's fair.
Anyway, number 3. Sorry if I nerded out a bit on Blade Runner.
Not at all. Okay, this is what we're here for, Jim. Okay, here's the one that I should have swapped.
Yeah.
Okay, I just swapped it again. So I moved it down to my third from my second, and I should have swapped it for Baby Driver.
It's fine. I'm not even sure about my placement.
It's a 90s classic.
Yeah.
It's American Psycho.
Okay.
Christian Bale's, was that his first? It's pretty his first big hit, isn't it?
He was in a Spielberg film called, I don't know if it was Schindler's. No, it wasn't Schindler's List. He was in a Spielberg film. I think it was a Spielberg film when he was quite young.
Yeah.
And I think he was in a couple films when he was young. But this was his kind of, I think, his first kind of like breakthrough as an older.
Yeah, as an older actor.
Actor.
It is so well done from the book.
Mm.
You know,
apparently the book's like more horrible than the film.
Yeah, I want to read it.
Okay.
I tried to borrow a book a while ago from someone, but they wouldn't let me. I was upset by that. But you know, it's just amazing because it makes you really think. If I'm honest, it's like, is it in his head? Is it happening? But if you think about it, if you're smart enough, it's in his head. But you know what I mean.
And he needs to see a therapist then.
Bit more than a therapist.
Yeah.
But you know what? But the thing's having such a real life effect on him. It's ruining his relationships with his friends and his fiance, sort of thing, because he can't tell what's real or not anymore. So yeah, it just turns into this sociopathic murderer sort of thing, and it's
lovely.
It's so well done.
Yeah,
it is so well done. It is just it is just a bit psychotic.
Yeah,
but everyone has that psychotic part of themselves, and you can sort of see it within him, sort of thing.
Interesting.
It is that I like to. Yeah, it's Patrick Bateman's people. You shouldn't like Patrick Bateman. He's not, obviously.
Yeah,
not
I do kind of hate how it's kind of like
everyone's popularised it.
Yeah,
like, oh my god, we need to be like Patrick Bateman.
kind of
like,
become a meme, and it's like
you're basically telling everyone to be some social.
Yeah, I hate it. I just hate that kind of thing of it.
It's a funny meme. It's quite
so
funny.
Many memes.
It is funny, but it's like, but no one takes it seriously. I guess like. But that's why it sort of made it so popular. That meme. Even I watched it before the meme came out.
Is this your number 3?
That would be my number 3. Yeah.
But didn't you say you?
I would have swapped it for Baby Driver.
Yeah.
But it's still a great film. You can't get me wrong on that. It's good.
Okay.
Which I said 10 years.
Number 3.
Yeah.
We have a film called District 9.
Something I have not watched.
But I really do recommend it to anyone.
If you made it this far.
Huh?
If you made it this far, listen.
Yeah, if you've made it this far. I'm sorry for you rambling, but this has been fun. I have actually
enjoyed it.
Not to speed up the last 3, because these are our most important.
Exactly. We're not going to speed them up.
Anyway, yeah, District 9 is an amazing film which truly is the most realistic feeling alien film out there. Generally watching it, you don't feel, this is ridiculous. It feels like if aliens came to Earth, this is what would happen. And it doesn't do the whole thing of like, the aliens are really intelligent. The whole premise is that one day this UFO is just stuck. It's just broke down, basically. It's just in midair in South Africa, Johannesburg?
Yeah, that's what you said.
In Johannesburg. And it's got these creatures on it, which they call prawns, because they got this kind of like thing on their front, which kind of looks like a prawn. It feels real. It does feel real. Like, I feel like if we'd come up with some name for these aliens if they came to Earth. And yeah, so they're stuck here. And they're now inhabiting Earth, and they've segregated it. So it's basically a racial satire. It's, the apartheid.
Yeah.
It's basically a satire for that. And it's made by a South American filmmaker as well, who this is originally based off their short film, which is generally a good short film. And it feels so real because it mixes kind of like news footage, found footage stuff.
Oh, I like it, so it makes it feel like a documentary.
The first bit is basically a documentary. It's basically a news thing. The whole thing is that they need to move all these aliens to District 9, a nicer place for them, because they're basically living in slums at the moment, and it's mixed with like generally like crime. It's weird. It's like some of the South African like people have like created like trades of like alien meat and stuff like that, illegal stuff like this. It's generally really well thought out in a kind of real world condition, and it's just the CGI is possibly my favourite ever. Made in 2009, and the CGI looks perfect. It looks so real feeling, and the part of that is because the handheld camera stuff.
Yeah.
And the whole kind of main premise of this is that so they've got to move these people, and this guy is involved, and he stumbles across this weird alien substance, and things start going bad. He basically starts getting infected, and it's really gross. It's got some like.
But that's
really,
what I like. It's like a different
it
feel
feels
to any
really-
other
yeah.
alien film, isn't it?
It's
That's a
so
different
raw.
film.
It feels so real. It's so raw. You can see all his pain when he's literally trying to like rip off these alien pieces that's growing out.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's just a film that it is a masterpiece, and it's just the iconic image of the spaceship in the sky. It looks so real. It's always there. That's what I love about it. In the shots, you can just see it like just if it's in the top corner.
Yeah.
It's not like they're focusing on it. It's just there. It's not glamour-light.
Glamorized.
We have this sometimes. Like we both can't say. I can't say a word, and then you can't say a word.
Glamorized. No, glamorized.
Glamorized. That's
Yes.
the word. It's
You
not
got there in
glamorized
the
in
end.
any way. It's just really well done. It just feels raw, and it feels
Agreed.
so emotional. So, moving
I
on
like
to
it.
number 2.
Okay, number 2. This is what I swapped again for American Psycho. It's American Psycho is supposed to be number 2, but I swapped it again.
Yeah.
Here we are. Ryan Gosling. Class.
Ryan Gosling. Okay.
It was Drive.
Drive. Simply the word drive, which I hear there isn't
Drive.
much driving in.
That's a bit, but not too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Done by what's his name? Nicolas something.
Something like that.
He's got a long name. So.
It's overly long. I can't say anything, but you know it is.
No.
But no, obviously it's similar to Baby Driver.
Yeah.
It's similar. They're both.
Getaway drivers.
Yeah, they're quiet people.
Mm.
They're very mysterious.
Literally, he's just called Driver, isn't he? In it.
Yeah, it's great. It's quite mysterious. It's he tries to help people, but that goes wrong.
Yeah.
And, he's always on the run, trying to
Yeah.
hide from bad people, the police. He's very just.
He's in a bad place.
He's in a bad place. He's mysterious. You've got Bryan Cranston helping out.
Oh, he's Wolf White, isn't he?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
White. Yeah,
yeah.
it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
You see him in different roles, and it's
Yeah.
good. You know what I mean? So yeah, I like that, and it's because it's similar to Baby Driver. That's why I liked it so much
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it's Ryan Gosling, so what can go wrong? But yeah, it's because you've seen Baby Driver.
Yeah.
I recommend seeing Drive,
No, yeah.
and Drive is a classic now. Everyone likes Drive.
Oh, yeah.
The only person doesn't know Drive.
I don't know. I first knew about it when I was looking up like my Google Drive, so I could get to my Google Drive, and it came up with Drive is a 2011 film.
It's 2012, isn't it? Let us know in the comments.
I don't think anyone is listening unless it's our parents or us.
No, not even our parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got Drive. It's so cool. It's just so cool. Like, name a person who doesn't want to be Ryan Gosling in that film.
But you don't like his jacket, I hear.
I don't like his jacket.
Wow, that's quite controversial, dude.
I know.
Because everyone loves that jacket.
I don't like the jacket. It's just.
It does kind of look a bit silly.
It looks tacky. I'll go for a dress design moment. It's tacky. It's not cool. It's not cool. If it was just plain black, plain black. It wasn't made out of that weird reflective material.
Yeah, it's like
silver.
kind of like goldish, kind of like.
It's such a silver.
Yeah.
And then a scorpion on the back is gold. It looks stupid. I tell you. It is very silly. I don't like it at all.
Okay.
If you just kept it, maybe, and then just bought something else as a jacket, but no. I just no. It doesn't work. It doesn't look good. And then if it gets like, I don't know, if the cops see that, let's be honest, they'll be like, oh my god, it's
Yeah.
him. He's wearing the same jacket. Who else in the world would wear the same jacket and have the same style sense as him?
Yeah.
Come on, no one does. Let's be honest. So it is stupid. I don't like it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but that is from that book as well. Drive.
Oh,
Drive
really?
is a book, I'm pretty sure.
Well, yeah, I can count how many book adaptations do I have. Die Hard's book adaptation, Jaws is, Blade Runner is,
Yeah, mine is Die Hard and
American Psycho.
American Psycho and Drive.
So, solid 3.
Yeah, and what did I miss? Oh, another thing I wanted to add for American Hollywood. I'm reading 2 at the same time. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Going back, very sorry. So I forgot to mention, because you mentioned about books, is that Quentin Tarantino actually wrote a whole thing.
Yeah, I know.
And if you've
A
seen,
novel.
Yeah, for the actor. So I think
Ah.
really good. So it basically
Oh, so it's from the
describes his life.
perspective of him.
No, it just describes how his life
Ah,
is. So
I see.
it's like a book about him. So then it goes on about what he got after the film finished, sort of thing, and what other projects he done. And then he stopped making films in the 80s and just basically retired. It's just it's great because you get to sort of finish it off finally, because it sort of leaves you a bit, and you're like, oh, what's going to happen? What happens? But yeah, that's what I like about that. Sorry, we had to go back to that, but still,
It's fine.
brilliant.
No one cares.
No one cares.
I care, Louis.
Thank you. Okay. Yours?
Number 2?
Yeah.
My number 2. Now, this number 1 and number 2 are interchangeable, really they are. I can never decide which one is number 1, but it's really hard. This one wasn't my number 1 like a while ago until I rewatched number 1. But number 2 is Memento.
Of course.
A film by Christopher Nolan, and this film in particular just blew my mind when I saw it.
It is a good film. It's
amazing.
I've seen it.
I'd really recommend anyone watch it or anyone rewatch it. It has the best edited film ever, I think, and the way that Christopher Nolan designed it to be edited. So, there's quite a complex film. It's got twists and turns. My favourite twist ever. It's just so shocking. And even though I know what happens in it, I still watch it again and I go, oh my word, this is so good. I can literally cry. This is so good.
Yeah.
And so just to give you the kind of lowdown here, there's this guy called Leonard Shelby, played by Guy Pearce, who's amazing in this role. And one night, his wife is murdered by 2 people, he thinks. 2 people came into his house. One of them he managed to kill, but the other one came up behind him and smashed his head into a mirror. And then he was left with a memory loss situation where he remembers everything up to the accident, so he's sure of what happened, but he can't create new memories. So pretty much every 30 minutes, every hour, or maybe just every day, he'll just forget everything that's happened. So this makes it really hard for him. And he tried to talk to the police and to get this sorted, and they weren't sorting it out. So he basically becomes his own detective of his own mystery, his own puzzle that he needs to solve. And to basically remember things, he has a Polaroid camera, which is so iconic. The kind of things that he does, he takes pictures and then he writes on the picture who this might be, so then he can look at things and refer back to it. So he's basically sorting out his own problem with his head. And so what it does, it's really cleverly edited. It has color scenes, and then it has black and white scenes.
Yeah.
The colour scenes are going backwards chronologically.
Yes. So
you'll see a scene of him doing something, and then you'll see the next scene, but the next scene is the scene before the last scene.
Yeah, it's done so well. I've seen it, and I thought it was really good.
And then it's interspersed with black and white scenes. And these scenes are going forwards chronologically. So at this point, you have the colour going backwards, and then you have the black, which is going forwards. And then this is probably my most satisfying film moment ever, that every single time I see it, I just go, oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's so well pulled off. It's actually based off a little short story by his brother.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan's brother, which, it's based off it, but it's only based around the idea because Christopher Nolan's brother only finished writing the story a while after Memento was released.
Yeah.
And that one's called Memento Mori. This is just called Memento. It's really emotional. I think probably the best kind of psychological thriller kind of character you can have. He's so complex. And by the end of it, you'll literally be so invested in this story, and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
It just truly is.
I like it.
Perfection. Now we're number 1.
And that, we could say, okay.
Number 1, okay.
Should we just say it at the same time?
No, let's not say it at the same time. You're going to say yours. Wait, have we got the same one?
We definitely have the same one, let's be honest.
Okay, so, me and Louie, because we love
my
films.
foot.
That was going so well, and then you messed up, Louie.
Oh, okay, right. Right, we're back.
Our
I think
number
we should end
one.
it now because that's probably funny.
Our number 1.
Should we say it in? So
Yeah.
we just say it together. 3, 2, 1. The
Dark
Dark
Knight.
Knight.
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight is just so good. I mean, again, it's pretty crazy that 2 Christopher Nolan films are in my top 2.
That is quite funny.
Yeah,
That
it's
that
pretty
says
sick.
it all, to be fair, doesn't it?
Dark Knight is the perfect film ever. And, you can say what you want about superhero films. This is a superhero film done right. And there'll never
It's
be
not perfect.
anything as good as it.
You can't get anything better, let's be honest.
It's so good. I'm already getting goosebumps thinking about it, because this is a film that by the end of it, at the last monologue, it's impossible for me to not get goosebumps.
Mm.
That ending is just so perfect.
It is good.
It's amazing acting. Heath Ledger.
Oh, I was about to say. Oh,
probably the best antagonist
ever.
performance ever.
It is just perfect.
Iconic. So amazing.
So well.
It's nothing can
No
be
one
done
can
like
compare to him.
No.
Like even when they say Willem Dafoe should be the Joker, yes, he'll make a great
Yeah,
Joker,
but
he won't do it as good.
You know, it's just Heath Ledger really created his own Joker.
Exactly. You can't compare to it. Even
No.
the new one from Suicide Squad or whatever.
Suicide Squad, and then also Joaquin Phoenix, who won an Oscar
Oh my
for
god,
that.
and that was great. That's my favourite. I should raise it out on my list. Joker, amazing.
Yeah.
It was just. I can't wait for the second one.
Yeah,
It's gonna be amazing.
with
Like,
Lady Gaga.
Yeah, it's just.
I think it's going to be a musical.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I hope so. That'd be quite fun.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be quite. Yeah, it's not. You might see nothing.
But no, even with Joaquin Phoenix, there'll be no Joaquin Phoenix Joker without
Exactly.
Heath Ledger.
But the thing, yeah, you must be inspired by him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And,
There's no way you can't be inspired by this performance.
and at the same time, it's not like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. It's not like any other.
They're,
You know, like
they're separate,
Superman.
but
Yeah.
still, like
Yeah, because it's not
Heath
Superhero,
Ledger's Joker.
superhero film, is it?
Yeah,
So, but he's like an antagonist from a superhero.
Yeah.
You know, it's just.
and also the Dark Knight. There's, you know, although you could say it's a superhero film, it's a comic book film because there's nothing really super about
He's
him.
not. He's not like a Superman. Is he?
He's not. There's no kind of mystical stuff. It is generally a grounded crime thriller.
Yeah, I guess it's a good way to think.
That is, yeah, it's grounded and it's amazing. And the introduction to the Joker, my favourite opening scene of any film ever is The Dark Knight.
It is
That
so
bank
cool.
robbery
Oh,
is so
it's
good.
perfect.
And then you see his face,
Yeah,
and then it goes really bassy. It's like, I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
it's just so funny. It's so funny.
Yeah.
I love it. It's just.
Yeah. And oh, it's so intense, right? Probably the best interrogation scene ever.
Oh yeah.
Who are they? Oh, that gets me every single time. I see that and I just go, oh my word.
Imagine being in that room.
Like, yeah, the power, right? Heath Ledger actually said, right, Christian Bale actually punched me. I want this to be real. This is going to be real, man.
Yeah.
And you can just feel the emotion in that room. The best Batman ever. It's
Yeah.
got to be Christian Bale. And the best Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
The fight scenes as well.
Yeah.
And all the action.
Let's
The Batpod. Oh.
let's be honest. All those actors are perfect for the roles they played. Heath Ledger, great Joker. Christian Bale, great Batman. And then
Alfred.
Let's just say, not my favourite actor. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
but
but
he
as
makes
Alfred,
a great Alfred.
It's the best Alfred ever.
Best Alfred ever.
So emotional, man.
He's
It's so good. Best Commissioner Gordon, Gary Oldman.
Amazing.
Perfect casting.
Oh,
Harvey Dent. That couldn't be more perfect.
like he just looks
He's
just
so
like
amazing in that role as
he's
well.
like a great actor, and he just looks like he is. He looks like he should be.
Yeah.
Harvey
He
Dent.
is.
You know what I mean?
You know, it's so good.
It is
And
so
it
good.
totally subverts anything that you see from a kind of, you know, superhero film. Although there is an amazing climax with some thrilling stuff, it's nothing of this kind of like, as the Joker says, you didn't think I'd lose the might for Gotham's soul in a fist fight with you, did you? Because, you know, it doesn't end with a fist fight.
No.
This guy completely reinvented Batman.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Before
It
this-
wasn't like the comic book Batman.
Yeah, before this you had Batman Begins, which is perfect as well.
Great film.
And then you had Batman and Robin with nipples. So then Christopher Nolan comes along and he does this. And Louis has not seen the third one yet.
I don't know why. I got the first.
You've got the
two.
first two there, I'm looking at them.
Yeah.
You need to. Do you want to borrow the third one?
Honestly, I'm tempted first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can bring around yours, like, just when I go home now.
Alright.
I mean, I guess we can finish here. We could talk about the Dark Knight a whole lot more, and we
We
will another
could.
time.
But I'm nearly out of time.
And also, it's perfect.
It's perfect. Name me a better film. You can't.
But then again, this is our favourite. It's kind of funny that both on number one was our favourite.
I knew it would be.
The Memento could possibly be interchanged, but the Dark Knight is still just flawless.
Yeah. Agreed.
And it's 2 hours and 30 minutes? How on earth? Doesn't feel like it.
It feels like an hour. It feels like an hour. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It feels so fast paced and amazing. Anyway, this was great, Louis. This
It was
was a
amazing.
lot. It was fun. I think we'll do another one.
Got it.
This one was a solid hour.
Jesus.
A solid something. Anyway,
I was thinking.
Yeah.
Next one we could do. I'm thinking we should do music videos.
yeah, music videos we'll do for our next one.
I already got mine in mind.
Oh yeah, we can do another top 10 list of music videos.
Can do.
That'd be great.
That'd be good.
Okay, we'll be back then.
We'll be back.
We'll be back. Louis will watch Terminator soon.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll be doing that voice enough.
Yeah. Anyway, no, this has been a lot of fun, and yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and if you've made it this far, then
Well done.
well done.
Let's be honest, I wouldn't have made it this far.
See ya.
Yeah, bye. Yeah, see you later.